Alright gang, we're going to do an iPhone 5 screen replacement. So let me go get the part. Blammo, new part. Alright, so now I have cheated because I've already taken out the two bottom screws. So I'm sure you know how to do that. I'm sure that probably most of you watching this know how to do all of this. You just want to see how damn fast I am at doing an iPhone screen replacement. That's what I'm pretty sure is the reason that you're watching this now. Yeah, because a lot of you might know I am very quick at doing these repairs. Now, I don't like to use a tool to disconnect the battery. I see a lot of guys on YouTube using a tool like a plastic spudger to remove the battery connector. I don't like to do that. Now, this top screw here, top right screw in this shield here is non-ferrous. It means it don't stick to my magnetizer. So that one I pull out with a tweezer. So what I like to do is, while I'm tearing down this old one, I like to put the new one on for testing purposes. The last thing that you want to do is put together a screen and notice that it doesn't work at the end. That would really piss you off. So you don't want to do that. So yeah, so while that's booting up, you can see I'm just tearing this puppy down and just laying out my screws. Now my desk here is pretty cut up. It is getting a little bit harder for me to start to see the screws that I have laid out here. But fortunately I've done most of these repairs a gazillion fucking times. Then I like to take the old heat gun and blast the home button in order to get that out. And then just sort of pull that out gently, push that out, bang. And then I blast the top here, right? Where your proximity sensor and yada yada is. So take that out, bada bing, bada boom. I notice a lot of guys leave out these little plastic bits that hold the prox sensor and the front camera in place, but I don't like to. So then there, you know, iOS 10 now, you got to hit the home button. So I hit the home button so that I can open. Now they have a passcode, so I just sort of test. All's good. Disconnect the battery and then disconnect the screen. Always, always, always disconnect the battery. You always want to do that. Okay, now I've tested my screen. Everything looks good. So now I put it back together. Now, I am starting to get away from screen replacements, but not iPhone screen replacements. And not, well, mainly iPhone. Still going to be doing iPhone screen replacements. I estimate for quite some time. They are easy to do. They are profitable. You know, there was a time that they weren't very profitable because they did skyrocket. They have since come back down to a reasonable price. So I am able to do these relatively easily with relative low, you know, failure rates. And customers are generally very, very happy. You know, they come in, bang, they get this back in about 15-20 minutes and they're happy. I always tell them an hour because, you know, I could be alone at the store. So because of that, I like to say an hour. You never know what'll come in. You never know if you're going to hit a snag. You just never know. So I like to say an hour. Sometimes if I can sort of read that the person's in a real rush, I'll tell them a half an hour. And actually, I guess, a lot of times lately, I guess I have been saying a half an hour. Now, this little plastic piece that holds the prox sensor in place, I like to put that right on or over the proximity sensor, or around it, I guess. And then the camera I put right down in there. Whoop. Sometimes. And then, bam. Just put all that back together. Push that down good. Ear speaker back on. Screws for the ear speaker. And now tempered glass screen protectors right now are so cheap that I like to add them for free. And the reason is, I like a customer to come once, but, and then they're happy. But a lot of times they're not happy to come back, next week if they got it done, right? They tend to think it's a problem with the part, even though they dropped it. They tend to say, oh, but I dropped my other one a bunch of times, which may well be. These parts that we're able to get, even though they're original LCD and digitizer, they are not original glass. So I like to put down a piece of tempered glass for the customer. Doesn't cost very much extra, and hopefully they won't be back for the same repair, but hopefully what they will do is tell a friend, and their friend will come down who's had a broken screen. So, yeah. Again, that non-ferrous screw, I handle it with a tweezer. It's a weird screw. I mean, it is magnetic like a tiny bit sometimes. But all right, there we go. And then bottom screws in. And we're done, just in time for customer. Howdy. Howdy, guys. Okay, which one you got? Note 4? Sure.